Well, yeah. What do you think of the previous episode?
I thought it was very us, but the not so good looking
Yeah,
us.
it's our bad side.
Not bad side, but
Not
it's
bad
just a
side.
more
It's
crazy,
crazy and hype
not
party.
thinking straight
Not
side.
yeah, that's true. But now we're still recording at night.
Yay! We love learning
Yeah, we
from
love
our
learning from
mistakes.
mistakes. But that kind of night was like 11 p.m. But now we're starting to record at 7 p.m., which I think is a good time to record because our mind is kind of big brains. I don't know,
Kind of.
kind of. But anyway, welcome back to Farside
Welcome back.
Podcast.
Thank
Cue
you
the music.
for the second
Dun,
time.
dun, 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 dun.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Dun, dun. Okay, that's not.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna get copyrighted.
Oh no. Okay. So, just a little shout out for those who made the music. For the people who made the music. Shout out to you guys. Martin and Anne. You guys made it. Whoa. A voice track again.
Whoa.
You guys made this podcast possible with that music.
Yes. Everyone loves it.
Hope you guys loved it too. For those who are new
And,
to this
yeah.
episode or this podcast, my name is Brian
And I'm Hazel.
But yeah, this is episode 2. We're your hosts.
Episode 2, welcome.
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 And Farside is all about growing, set apart from the rest of the world, trying to seek out perspectives. You know, basically just making fun of the rest of the world. And we're here to learn as teens. And for those who are teenagers out there as well. For the adults, you are
Shout
welcome.
out. Shout out to the adults.
The adults. Anyways, we have this question. Is influence a huge part of being a teenager? What do you think?
I think yes.
I think yes too.
Because we are still in the development stages.
Mm-hmm.
And everywhere around us, we're being influenced, even if we don't know
We
or
are.
don't see it. It'll show in our actions and the way we speak.
Yeah.
So we're constantly being influenced, especially at
In
our
the
age,
age.
because we
Yeah.
want to be cool by copying or being like other people. Well, yeah.
We don't have to copy everything
Yeah.
we see on the social media.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's our topic for today. Influence.
Not social media.
Not social media.
Influence.
Well, basically social media as well because, you know, it's where we get influence a lot. Where do you think we can find the strongest influence?
We can find the strongest influence with the things that we are surrounded with, whether it's
Yeah.
people or things. So, my sisters, because we live under the same roof, we sleep in the same room. The things we like, our phones, technology, what other people are doing. And so, we are constantly being surrounded by these things.
True. So, social media. Let's start there. I think we've been influenced by social media a lot, especially me. How about you?
I think that's not a question. Everyone is influenced by social media at this point.
Yeah, that's true. So, when did you know social media started influencing you?
I mean, I knew when like I was old enough, like, around like 12, 13, cuz that's when I started using social media on my own. But like when I was younger, if you consider YouTube
A
social media, like that is something that I was constantly on and didn't know I was like addicted and like influenced
Right.
since like around 2010 or like
Oh, the peak year.
like I'm not sure if 2010 was a peak year, but
Well,
Somewhere around those
2014,
years.
13.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like gaming and
Oh
vloggers were
no,
like so
they
in, and
existed.
yeah, especially like Minecraft. Like that was the number one game then, and I used to play it because I would see lots of gaming YouTubers,
Do you
and
have the cracked version or the paid one?
I have the paid one because I convinced my
Eh,
dad,
yeah, me
and
too.
like I shared it with my sister. So
That's cool. Even then, I asked my parents to download me Minecraft, and until now I still have it. I mean, not downloaded, but I can still download it without paying for it.
mm-hmm.
But I also have the crack
Yeah.
one. Don't force me to jail.
Okay,
Well, I think
you're
everybody.
exposing yourself.
Yeah, I know. I think babies nowadays are starting to get influenced by social media because we're in
Mhm.
the age of technology where they
Yeah.
have their own set of gadgets. So,
Like an iPad
like an iPad. It's so weird
and
because
phones. Yeah.
parents will be like, okay, here's an iPad. Just sit
Yeah,
right there,
it's
be
so
quiet.
crazy. It's so crazy. Like I for sure in our like us, like
Yeah.
at our age, when we see that, we know we're not gonna give our children any technology in the
Anymore.
future. Like I'm sure most of us will think that.
Yeah. Seeing the effects of social media and like YouTube, you wouldn't know if there's a content out there in YouTube that is good or bad.
Yeah.
Your children
Mm.
might, click on certain stuff and then boom, it's there.
They'll be clueless, and
They'll
they're
be clueless.
children. They wouldn't know.
And they're gonna be influenced by it. I started from YouTube as well because I was watching Viners and vloggers,
Yeah.
and I tried to be one.
Yes.
was a crazy
and
year.
I saw,
You
but I
saw.
won't mention anymore.
Okay.
I don't
yeah,
wanna expose
please
you.
don't expose me. So, how did you know if the influence was good or bad when you started to know you were being influenced by social media?
I think I knew. Well, I think I knew it was like good or bad by other people's reactions.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I started liking music that were not so good in terms of language or something. Like
Mm-hmm.
I get called out by my sisters about anything that I do that's good or bad. But the funny
Shout
thing
out
is
to you guys.
the funny thing is they follow as well. So
Hi.
exposed. No, but I
Mhm.
think I knew it was bad when I saw it from other people, when I saw it from a third person view.
Right.
And I guess I was like, I don't want to be like that. And realizing,
wanna
oh,
be
I
like
was
that.
like that. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to be like that. Huh.
Guys, you wouldn't know unless you know. What?
That's true. You wouldn't know unless you see it
Yeah.
for yourself.
You're gonna see it in your actions. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, and you wouldn't
when you know.
until
You know.
someone calls you out.
Yeah. And that's what's friends for. No, that's what our friends for. Wow. Grammar.
Friends and family.
You guys are cool. Well, the thing with social media is that it's a very wide platform.
Mm-hmm.
You can
It's
easily
easily
what?
accessible.
Yeah. To everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Just like as I said, babies. Babies.
Babies.
Babies.
Just babies.
Yeah. Babies there. Babies here. Babies over there.
with
on
iPads.
with iPads. So, which platform did you think influenced you the most now?
I mean, at my age, I would say Instagram
Mm-hmm.
because it's easy to use and that's what everyone is using, including my friends.
Right.
And so I always go through Instagram because I want to see, first of all, what my friends are doing on their IG stories or what they post. And I also like seeing like content of like designers, like graphic designers especially. And so that's where I mostly get inspiration with with a sprinkle of my friends, being updated with my friends.
Yeah, those are great points. And at least for me, it's Facebook and Instagram. I think some Twitter, but it's there. We
Yeah.
can't really get away from it. It's inevitable. That's why we need to know how to surround ourselves or who we should follow
Yeah.
to know who are the good and bad influencers. Friends are one of the things that influences us. Right?
Yes. Very.
Have friends influenced you?
Yet again, obvious answer. Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
These are all yes.
yeah, spoiler alert, these are all yes
Yeses.
answers.
Right.
But yeah, friends influenced me a lot. And in this day and age, or during this pandemic, it's been harder for them to influence me since
Right.
we don't communicate with them
That much.
that much. And there are some things that my friends influence me that I don't notice sometimes. So let's say like the mannerisms,
Right.
like your body language or the way you speak. Like it's so scary whenever you like hear yourself
Right.
and like you hear your friend.
You hear your
and-
friend.
Yeah, and they influence me a lot, especially since I have great friends. Shout out to y'all. I
Sir.
have really good friends that influenced me. Whether it was how I view different things, how I speak, cause yes, I
How
really
you speak.
adopted. I
Especially
really
messaging.
adopted.
Especially
yeah.
messaging.
Especially messaging,
You're gonna-
cause
If one friend says lol, you're gonna say lol apparently.
yeah, and they influence me so much. Like you just know how or what they're gonna respond with, and it's crazy.
That's
But
true.
yeah, it's very evident in like smaller aspects. But I can't really think of the bigger picture of like how they influenced me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are good. Like nothing
Hi.
bad.
Me and Hazel, we are in the same group of friends.
Yeah, circle of friends. Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that. If we have good friends, what about the bad friends? What friends should we look for?
Well, for me, I have experienced having some bad friends.
Mm-hmm.
And what I can learn from those experiences and how I realized they were quote unquote bad or bad influences to me is when I started to become more secretive with with my sisters, because
Right.
I'm really close with them and I love telling them everything without, feeling judged. And so whenever it becomes more shameful, when
Yeah.
your friendship becomes more shameful to you and maybe to others, that's when you start questioning if it's a good
Mm-hmm.
friendship or not.
That's true.
Because you shouldn't, like, friends,
You shouldn't be
they
ashamed
shouldn't, you shouldn't feel ashamed.
if they're
And
good or bad friends.
I remember had like a bad friendship or something. I keep saying something. I had a bad friendship or I didn't feel like I was myself with that person. And so
Right.
when it comes to really good friendships, there's really nothing you can hold or
Yes.
pretend. You should you should have like a good friendship and be yourself. And if they're good, they won't judge you, right?
Right. And they will rebuke you out of love.
Yeah.
They're gonna be there for you, and they're gonna help you grow. Those are good friends. So how do we get away from it? How do we get away from bad friends?
I don't think this is a question I fully know the answer to,
Yeah,
because
these are just
How?
thoughts
yeah,
we're trying to come
these
up
these
right
are
now.
just thoughts. But how I handled my situations, it was bad. So don't follow me. But I would isolate or cut them out
Ooh,
like that,
ooh,
and there would be no explanation or no communication to
ooh,
show
bars.
to show that this is a bad friendship. And
Right.
I think it was my fault that the outcome was not being, at least, how would I say this, to show that they weren't a good influence. Because yeah, I would just like cut them out. But
You out.
I guess you should try to communicate with them
Yeah.
how maybe you feel in the friendship. Like, try being transparent. And of course, having lots of mentors or people that you look up to for advice.
That's true.
Because if you don't know what to do in your situation, like, they probably have experienced that, or they probably have advice going through that. But I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't get too much advice when it comes to cutting them, or like not getting away from bad, quote unquote, bad friends.
Right.
But I think we shouldn't cut them out fully, because we can be the good influence
Yeah.
upon
exactly.
them.
That's
How
the
about
same
you?
with me. That's what I was thinking. I think when we realize there are bad friends in our lives, I'm not saying that they are bad friends forever. We have to, I mean, on my part, when I realize if the friend is a bad influence, I try to separate myself away from them
Mm-hmm.
and then grow myself. Parang I would grow individually without them. And then I'll come back and then I would see if I can influence them in a good way.
Yeah. And to mention, not everyone is bad. Or
Yeah.
not everyone, not
Would
that
stay bad.
people may not be bad or bad friends to others, but maybe to yourself, maybe like to certain people.
Yeah.
But they're not a bad person in general. But we're just using
I was a
bad
bad friend
friends.
back then. I
Oh,
was a
same.
bad friend. I mean, bad friend back then.
Mm-hmm.
But look at me now. I'm growing. Look at me
Yeah.
now. I'm growing.
That's the important part, is you growing as an individual. And if you have people out there who are good friends,
Yeah.
it should be evident that you are also growing
Yeah.
with them.
I think they just don't know now they're being a bad influence because maybe they're being influenced as well badly.
Inception.
Inception. That's why you have to be a good friend as well. You
Yeah.
have to believe in the best for them. Rather than friends. Family is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're like a huge influence to us. Of course, ever since
Super.
birth. Because nowadays, like I said, babies.
Babies, like
Technology. Family, it's it's a big role. They're a big role in our life. In our lives.
Babies. Yeah.
So is the influence of the family important?
Oh. Spoiler alert. Yes.
Yes. Come on,
Of course,
guys.
you're surrounded by them since birth.
Since quarantine.
Well,
So,
yeah, of course. But of course, they're the ones who raised you. They're the ones who made you who
made
you
you.
are. Of course.
Of course.
But it's very important that you have a really strong bond with your family, because they're the ones who ultimately influence you to who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obvious.
Because in the end, they're the ones who will be there for us.
Yeah, you're stuck with them.
You're stuck with them forever. which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So, for me naman, my brother, he has autism, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He has influenced me even though he's not speaking.
Yeah.
He is struggling with speech. But the way he influenced me is such a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me patience. He taught me endurance. I'm jealous because he's always at peace. Like, come on. Everybody would like that. My brother, whenever he encounters something, he's just there chilling, living the life.
Yeah. I would say mostly my sisters. I mention them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're one of like my biggest
They seem like
influences.
they seem like good sisters.
Yeah. And I have an older sister and a younger sister. We're pretty close in age, but we all balance each other out, and they're great influences to me because sometimes I don't have the
Yeah.
the personality of being strong, because I'm a
Yeah.
very sensitive person, and they influenced me to view different things, different situations. They helped me guide through my problems, through trials, and
Yeah.
they influenced me in like the smallest things, like something funny happens, it's gonna go around the house, everyone's gonna keep saying that.
It's gonna
And
be there
so-
forever.
Yeah, they'll be there forever, and they've influenced me, and I'm sure a lot of my friends can see similarities
Right.
with like all of us. And yeah, they're one of my biggest influences, and I'm sure they would say the same back.
Parents. You guys are the MVP as well.
Yes.
They're the ones who shapes our heart, our character, who we are today. They shape our future, ourselves. Right? Come on.
Yes.
You gotta agree to that.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
Again.
Is there anything that you inherited from your parents?
Oh. Yes, cuz they're both very, I wouldn't say opposite, but they both have different personalities
Right.
where you can adapt from both, and it being obvious where you got it from. Like my mom, I'd say she influenced
Hi, tita.
me. She influenced me to be a giving person, because
Yeah.
I grew up, I constantly saw how much my mom or my parents would, give a lot to those who need it. And from my dad naman, he's very calm and patient and reserved.
Hi, tito.
And so I think I really got his patience, because other than
Right.
being like a middle child, like I need that. I have that. And that is something I really inherited from
Right.
both, because I grew up around them, and so
Right.
it just manifests in you.
And it's the same with my parents. Because absolutely they're the best. Because without them, I wouldn't be here podcasting
Or on Earth.
on Earth. And, sharing my learnings from them. I mean, for my dad is
Hi,
never
people.
never giving up. Always try to find the answer to the things you're looking for. You can't just give up right away.
Yeah.
And there's always a solution
How about from Tita?
from Tita, from my mom. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, from your mom.
Yeah, so
Hi, Tita.
from my mom is it's kindness and endurance and something I appreciate because without those two I wouldn't be here existing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just want to say that parents will be there for you even in the end. So that ends the episode. Goodbye. That's episode 2. Goodbye to episode 2. Say goodbye to episode 2. Bye.
Congrats.
It has been all about influence. And does it matter? Yes.
Yes.
It does. And does does babies matter?
Yes.
Yes.
Matter.
And are babies children? Just a random
Yes. But children
Yes.
aren't babies.
question. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.
We are currently on Instagram and Facebook
We do.
at Farside Podcast
We
on
are.
Instagram. And also on Facebook, Farside Podcast. You know how to spell it.
Yeah, come on. How do you spell it?
FARSIDE.
R-D-E-P-O. Yeah, let's just end it right there.
Yeah. You guys know the rest.
Yeah, that goes for all the podcasting platforms, which are YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. We're all there. You should go check us out. And a reminder, you should also check out People May Vary.
Yes.
They are cool. Well, we're part
They
of
are
it.
cool. And shout out to Sam Noel, our
Our
mentor. And check out their latest post or their posts because they covered us
Yeah,
on there. So check it out if you want to know more about us.
right. That's it for the episode. We'll see you guys
On
the
Far
side
of
the moon. Bye.
Bye.